Fam, what's up? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Monday night special. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here. It is Monday. It is March 17th. It is 7:25 p.m. Felt like popping on for the evening crew. Let me know where you're coming from. I want to talk about Keelon Russell and the comments that he had about Litzeir Brooks. Two class of 2025 impact freshmen already turning heads going into the second week of Alabama spring football practice. If you just saw on the Hey Coach show, Nate Oates said that Grant Nelson for this week's game against Robert Morris will be questionable and that he's more optimistic about Sunday. Those are the big two storylines today. Happy St. Patty's Day. Hey, I got the green on. This is green, all right? So I appreciate you guys being here. Let everybody get checked in. Twan is coming to us from Naples. Samuel, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Jay Bake, what's up, my boy? Chris from New Jersey in with a little St. Patty's Day love. Yo, can you guys give Patriot Life some love? It's his birthday today. Patriot Life, happy birthday, bro. My hope for you is that you just continue to be you, bro. You're a good person. Continue to stay where your feet are at. Enjoy this beautiful thing we call life. We appreciate your service to this great country. And roll tide to you, man. Christopher, what's up, man? Christopher 8-Day. And how I'm going to do tonight's show. So I'm going to talk about the two, I'm going to have two segments that I'm going to hit on. I'm going to hit on Keelon Russell, what he had to say about Litzeir Brooks, right? That was big today. In an interview with Max Walbowski at the Maxwell Awards, he was named the High School Football Player of the Year this past season. No surprise, right? And then I'm going to talk a little bit about Grant Nelson this Friday against Robert Morris. But I'm also going to leave it to you tonight, since it's your show, as I always say. You guys post inside the comment box what you guys want to talk about. And that's how I'll do the show tonight. It's an open mic show, free flowing, feeling good. I'm just so grateful. My goodness, I was so sick. So I'm just, man, you know, when you've been sick, you're just grateful to just have air again. Oh my goodness. All right. Nicole, what's up? Good evening to you. Appreciate you being here on Monday night, Bama Football Monday night. All right, well, everybody gets checked in. Remember, it's Patriot Life's birthday, and you know how generous he is to everybody in the undefeated. So Keelon Russell today, or a couple days ago, I guess it was yesterday night, he's at the Maxwell Award ceremony. He received the Player of the Year award for the top high school football player in the entire country, okay? He does an interview with Max Walbowski, and Max is asking him, which freshmen have stood out so far? I love this. And he mentions the guys that we've been talking about. He's like, I'll give you two. I'm sure you saw it. It was on X. The audio was a little bit light, but I loved the interview. It was great. Great job, Max. You did an amazing job, bro. Keep crushing it. And he says this. He's like, Litzeir Brooks. He's an acrobat. He can go up, make the tough catch. Anywhere that you put the ball, he can come down with it. We love this. Now, that wide receiver room is pretty heavy with some incredibly talented wide receivers. I have no idea how you're going to keep all of them fed. I'm glad that's not my job. That's up to Ryan Grubb. But when I think about this team, I think about some of the vets coming back. I really do. When I think about the veterans, I think mostly about the defensive side, right? But I'm starting to really think about these freshmen, not only for what they're doing in these small 3 days of practice. And again, they'll be at practice on Tuesday. This will be like their week 2 of spring practice, right? They took a week off for spring break. But I'm starting to think about these freshmen and thinking about it in this perspective. I'm like, man, Coach Kalen DeBoer really brought some guys here that can hopefully continue to hold that high-level standard of not only being the top players in college football, but ultimately being guys who are playing on Sundays. Because let's face it, guys who are playing on Sundays right now, it seems like they're all from Alabama. Am I wrong? It seems like Bama has built the NFL for the most part. Hey, Honer, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Josh Johnson, my boy, man, what's up? So when I think about the defense, I think about the veterans coming back and some guys who are now Coach Kalen DeBoer's guy. I would now label Damani Jackson, while he was recruited here in the transfer portal to play for Coach Saban, I would label him more of a Kalen DeBoer, Kane Womack type guy because he played a year within the system, like actually here. I would think about the same when I'm talking about LT Overton. I'm still thinking about him in that same light, right? Deontay Lawson, still a Saban guy. Tim Keenan, still a Saban guy. But you're starting to see more Coach Kalen DeBoer's guys kind of take the team, which is fine, and we want that. Daniel mentions that Keelon didn't take a week off. And, yeah, none of these guys really did. I mean, all these guys are working out. They went back home or they're working with their strength coach or whatever it is. Hey, Kimberly, it's all good. We appreciate you being here. No doubt. You got a life. We all have a life to live. But I wanted to pop on and talk about Keelon Russell and just hyping up Litzeir Brooks today. Because as I'm talking about, when I'm talking about, like, the vets, now I'm starting to look at the freshmen, and it's easy to hype up freshmen, especially freshmen like this. How could you not? Just won the Maxwell Award, the #1 freshman in the country, along with Bryce Underwood, or however you want to say it. But the point is, class of 2025 is a really good foundation. If you can keep all these guys, and that's going to be the taller task than actually recruiting them here, is keeping them here. Because I don't know, and that's not just an Alabama problem. That's an everywhere problem. You have to figure out a way to keep your veterans here that have experience, to get them on the field, because those are your, more experienced players, but also condition in the freshmen that are here and keep them satisfied, keep them paid or whatever, however you want to word it. That's going to be the tall challenge, because I don't know how many times that Litzeir Brooks will play this season. I don't know how many receptions he'll get. Think of the wide receivers that are over him. While he's having a strong first 3 days, I mean, let's be honest. He hasn't played yet. You have Ryan Williams returning. You have Jeremy Bernard returning. You have Isaiah Horton returning. You have Jalen Hell returning. You have Rico Scott. You have Jalen Mbakwe. That's a lot of names. Bubba Hampton at some point will be healthy. Cole Adams played a lot last year. So it's exciting to talk about some of these guys. And while Keelon Russell was like, yeah, the guy can put it anywhere and you could catch it and come down with it, that's great. But, he has to be patient and has to understand that there's a process and there's some guys ahead of you. And that's fine. If you have been in the industry before, whatever industry you are, there's always people above you. That doesn't mean you quit. That doesn't mean you turn in the towel. That doesn't mean you go somewhere else. Just stay patient. You have that ability. Continue to hone in on your craft. And guess what? There's a good chance that Dejon Lee's not starting either because he's behind Damani Jackson or Xavier Brown. That's not a problem. That's a good thing. And that used to be a good thing in college football because the reserves at Alabama were so high quality. But now we're in the world where entitlement. Don't play me, I'm leaving. You don't like me. See what I'm saying? Samuel inside the comment box says, I can't wait to see how many freshmen can handle themselves when they do see the field. What's up, Lil Ye? Saying Ryan leaving after this season. Isaiah and Bernard. Well, Ryan Williams, he's not leaving because he'll only be a sophomore this season. And you have to have 3 completed years, the rules in college football, to be able to go to the NFL. So he'll be here for 2026 as well. And I just saw Ryan Williams, he posted his March Madness bracket. He has Bama winning it all. He's Bama all the way through. By the way, if you're just joining us, this is just a Monday night pop-up show. I know there's a lot of you that can't make the morning show, want to dip in the evening time. So, and usually I kind of recap the 2 big items of the day. The other item that we'll be talking about is Grant Nelson. According to Nate Oates, he's questionable for Friday against Robert Morris. And more optimistic that he'll play on Sunday if Alabama does make it to round 2, where they probably, I would imagine they play St. Mary's, but they could be playing Vanderbilt. Yeah, Hendricks points out that Ryan Williams has a tat, a Bama on him. Yeah, 100%. Who are some other freshmen that have kind of stood out that you've heard about? It sounds like Jackson Lloyd is having a good early spring. Michael Carroll, we've heard just a little bit about him. A.K. Deere, right? Haven't really heard too much about Micah DeBose or about Maul Waldrop, some of those other offensive linemen. They just got here. And some of the guys are yet to get here. Like, I think Abdul Sanders is a summer guy. Chuck McDonald's is a summer guy. You also have, like, Luke Metz out there. Daryl Duke Johnson, right? So anyways, I love the comments, and I think it's exciting to talk about Keelon Russell. And he was asked about the quarterbacks, and he said, look, all the quarterbacks are performing at a really good level. That's fine. But I guarantee you, he is trying to be the starting quarterback this year, 100%. CT, what's up? I appreciate you being here. Hey, Josh with the 20 spot, man. We appreciate you, bro. CT Cowan says, I feel like Keelon is the type of kid that will be here for the long haul, starting as a freshman or not. You know, that would be some really good foundation to lay if he's able to be here and really be the guy and kind of lead this program. Because I think we all know it's not a question of does he have it? He does. It's just, you know, whenever he's ready to step on the field, coach is going to put him there and have him command this offense. You know, I think that he is the perfect fit for Ryan Grubb's offense. He's very similar to Michael Penix Jr. and Jaden Daniels. He really is. Joshua with the 20 spot, man. He says, I hope if Keelon doesn't start, he sticks around. Yeah. And just kind of getting to what CT Cohen said, you know, a player of that magnitude is definitely taken care of, right? He's getting paid. He's, you know, they're recruiting guys to play around him. And Josh Johnson, I really appreciate that 20 spot, man. This was up. So did you see, switching gears real quick, did you see that Coach Prime wants to, you know, kind of change the spring format a little bit, and he wants to open up spring football, maybe the last like 3 or 4 days. He wants to invite a team to Boulder, scrimmage against them, practice against them, and then that would be the spring game. You see that? And I think it was the coach from Syracuse who was like, yo, we'll go down to Boulder. What's up, Ricky? Thanks for being here, bro. Who would you like to see? Who could, like, realistically be a team that you could see Alabama practicing against for a couple days? Would you like to see this? I'm not going to lie. I'd be down. I'd be down to see Alabama practice against somebody for a couple days and then have a scrimmage. I think that would be interesting. Chad inside the comment box is saying, why is recruiting so slow? You know, I don't even talk recruiting on here because I feel like it's kind of wasted space. Like, recruiting has completely changed. I think Alabama will get its guys during the summer as they did last summer, but, like, it's all about the transfer portal. And nobody knows about the transfer portal because you don't know which guys are going to be there. So, like, you know, covering the guys from, like, 2026, 2027 and all those recruiting articles that sites used to live by, that stuff doesn't, I mean, come on, let's face it. Like, that does have a space in room, but it's more about the transfer portal and about who can play quicker. So Lil Ye heard the same thing, like Colorado and Syracuse, whatever. I don't know. I would like to see maybe, let's see, who would be like, who could Alabama play? Jay Baker is saying do like an in-state school, like South Alabama. South Alabama kind of makes a little bit of sense. I think that would be interesting. Just to see how it go. You scrimmage, you practice against a team for a couple days, and then you play a spring game. What about UAB? No? How about Washington? A bigger school? Shoot. Yeah, Jay Bakes, like, let's get Cochran over here in West Alabama. Yo, West Alabama's been getting all the, like, former Alabama players on the coaching staff. And, like, I know I don't have to say it, but just because when I talk about Keelon Russell doesn't mean that I'm like disrespecting like Austin Mack or Ty Simpson. It's the same thing it's been for the last 10 years. We highlight freshmen on this channel just like every single other channel that exists. We're excited about that these guys got here. We want to see these guys grow. And that's why it hurts us so much now that a lot of these guys bounce out, because you're like, man, look at all the guys that came here for the class of 2025. What percentage of these guys will even be here next year? Terrence is like, man, just bring over Ohio State. I mean, nothing's going to change, and we can't take steps forward in college football until the college football transfer portal is fixed. Because nobody wants a true spring football game when 3 days later you can get your entire team poached. Like, I love it that Alabama's having some sort of a practice or something like that, but it's still unfair that teams can come in and poach their team on the 15th. And look, there's players that are going to hit the transfer portal from Bama. I don't know who they are. I haven't talked to anybody that says, like, watch this guy. I don't think we know. And I think the people who want to, get in there and jostle for some of these reserve-type players, they're going to start sliding into DMs soon as that transfer portal hits, 100%. There's a lot of running backs. There's only, I would imagine, 2, maybe 3 running backs play this year. There's a lot of running backs here. There's so many wide receivers. And that's just where we're at. CTN with another post. Isaiah Bond hurt me when he left because he became a legend against Auburn with that Daniel Moore painting. Yeah, that hurt for sure. I mean, so much so that when Alabama even cuts the highlights, they like take that part out. And what's crazy is that was like one of the most iconic plays that we've ever had in the Iron Bowl. And now you can't even show that because the dude bounced on Bama. J-Beck has an idea. He's like, somebody in here a few weeks ago said have A-Day record it, release it after the portal. I thought it was a great idea other than moving A-Day after the portal. I mean, how dumb, right? I mean, Michael asked a good question. How many times can a player transfer during his career? I think as many times as possible. Think about some of the players on Alabama's team already. Look, and I'm not making fun of these players. This is just fact. Let's think of Nikhil Green, okay? He started out, what was he at? Was he at Michigan, Charlotte, Colorado here? Or was it Charlotte, Colorado, then Alabama? Jeremy Bernard was at Michigan State. He was at Washington. He's here. I mean, guys are just transferring all over the place. Amari Nyblack. Nyblack's at Texas A&M, right? Yeah. Nyblack went Bama, Texas A&M. TJ Finley, shoot. West Texas A&M, Western Kentucky, LSU, Auburn. Where's he at now? Where's TJ Finley at now? Has he gone to 5 schools? Now, I think he's been to 5 schools. Auburn, LSU, Western Kentucky. Wasn't he at like West Tech? He was somewhere at Texas too. Texas State. That's 4. And he transferred. Did he transfer to a 5th school? He's been at 4. That's wild. Texas State, Western Kentucky, Auburn, LSU, 4. Five schools, yeah. All right, so anyways, I just love the comment here by Keelon Russell. And I'm sure you saw it, just talking about the fact that, Litzeir Brooks doing his thing. I love it. I can't wait to see how they utilize all the wide receivers, just like we keep on talking about. Also in the news, let me ask you. I know you watch enough basketball. Would you play Grant Nelson in round 1 against Robert Morris? Robert Morris, the 15 seed, Alabama, the number 2 seed, Alabama. Is a 22-point favorite. Alabama will play on Friday. I think it's at 11 a.m. Man, so, okay, you guys are looking at TJ Finley. He's at Tulane, so that's 5 schools that he's been to. That is crazy. Tristan, the mayor of T-Town, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Yeah, so I don't, Jarvis, I think, I don't think you play him at all. Because what I'm kind of hoping is that Alabama, something needs to happen with this Alabama team. It's gut check time. Like, I get it. This team went through an incredible gauntlet of the most challenging games. I mean, all the SEC, 14 teams from the SEC made it, okay? But something changed with this team. I don't feel like this team is playing like constant championship level basketball. I don't feel like they're, and maybe they can play their best basketball starting Friday going forward because they had a hell of a tournament last year. It just seems like something changed a little bit. I don't know. The game against Florida was very disheartening for me. The game against Kentucky, that was a straight beatdown. Kentucky a little banged up. Florida is like out. I mean, has to be, one of the main favorite. I mean, I know they're a number 1 seed, but in terms of like people picking teams to win, Florida's got to be the one, right? But yeah, like Jarvis, you're right, bro. Like it seems like Alabama lost the mojo or something like that. I don't know. I'll be honest, and I hope I'm wrong. It just doesn't feel like this team is going to like win the championship. I hate saying that because I love Nate Oates. This team has depth. They're battle tested, but I don't know. Something like just isn't it. I don't know. But everything can change on Friday. It's a new season, and they're finally not playing SEC teams here, there, on the road. Hopefully they come through with it on Friday, and then I don't know, whoever they play on Sunday, I would imagine it's the 7th seed, St. Mary's. CT Cohen was saying that the fire isn't there on defense. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, I was a little bit, I've been kind of up and down on CJ Amori. Jarvis has Bama losing to Duke in the Elite Eight. Of course, Duke on that same side in the East, right? I like this team. They have depth. They got guys. I think Woods he's from the state of Alabama, I'm pretty sure. Up here for Robert Morris. And the crazy thing is, and we all know this, Brad, you're right, bro. They're inconsistent in their play. We know that when Grant Nelson is on and Mark Sears is on, this team can go as far as they need to go. Tristan, the mayor of T-Town, says, I don't see this team winning it at all anymore unless they hit a switch. Youngblood watches Mark too much. Man, and Youngblood, oh my goodness, he's so good. Man, when Youngblood gets hot, oof. So we'll see what happens. But, I definitely I don't doubt Nate Oates. I'm confident in his coaching ability. It's just like something kind of changed with this team. I don't know what it is. Your guess is as good as mine. Hopefully it changes. Hey, Javion, what's up, man? It's all good, man. I appreciate you being here. And I love me some Mo Diabate, too. But, yeah, I just wanted to pop on here in the evening time just to talk. Basically, those two, the two headlines is Keelon Russell, what he had to say about Litzeir Brooks, and then Grant Nelson. So I'll open the floor. If you guys want to, post a comment inside the comment box, I'll talk about it. Or I'll go freshen up and get ready for Tuesday. Man, I was back at the workouts today after that, after I was down with the weather, and felt good. We had sandbags today. Oof. Those 45-pound sandbags that you lift up. Felt good, though. It was kind of cold this morning. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Throw a topic out, somebody. I'll be here for a minute. The journey of Mark Sears has been, he's been the guy, man. I'll always remember him. There's certain players that you remember for the last, several years. He's definitely going to be one of them. I remember Colin Sexton, and I'd never really seen a player like that before. And that was before, Nate Oates. I was still under Avery Johnson, but like how good he was as a player, man, I would have loved to see him in this type of offense. I still think about that time where everybody fouled out. Do you remember this game? And it was like 3-on-5. Man, that guy was a player. That guy was a competitor. Oh, Javon Quinterly, man. He was another guy. We've had some guys for sure. Jarvis points out inside the comment box. So Ryan Williams released like his playoff bracket. I saw it on social media. I didn't see this though. Ryan Williams has Alabama State upsetting Auburn in the first round. Oh, dude. That guy is so clever. That's one of my favorite things about him. That's hilarious, man. Thanks for pointing that out. Oh, J.D. Davison was fired too, man. That's a good one. CT says, have you heard anything on some defensive players stepping up? Yeah, who's been a pleasant surprise? Brandon Miller, of course, has been amazing, or was amazing. Jeremiah Beeman and Stephen Boombois. Those are two players that I think needed to step up at this point in time because we are curious about defensive tackle depth, right? Do we have guys behind Tim Keenan and James Smith? Or I don't know. I think we have a position battle now. I think James Smith versus Jeremiah Beeman. Hell yeah. Welcome it. I'm sure you guys saw that Jeremiah Beeman is like 315 pounds right now. I think those two on defense have certainly stood out. People really talking about Nakai Hill-Green, inside linebacker. I'm just curious what's going to happen when Deontay Lawson's healthy and you have Nakai Hill-Green and you have Justin Jefferson. The good news is the season is such a gauntlet. Guys get dinged up. You have a lot of experience. And then you have Caden Jones, QB Reese, some of the other inside backers. A player that we really haven't talked about, but I have heard a couple things about him is Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. So Drake Kirkpatrick Jr., look for him. I don't know if he's not going to be a starter this year, but maybe at that Husky position. Originally they have him at that safety spot, but maybe look for Drake Kirkpatrick to start getting some reps at that Husky position. I think he is already. Christian inside the comment box has a question. He says, Kyle, who do you think stepping up next year after Sears is gone? That's a really good question. You look at some of the freshmen that they already have who are absolutely phenomenal, right? Filon, you look at Holloway, some of those guys. A lot of people are really excited about the transfer from North Dakota State. then he dropped like 40 against Bama. I think he's in the transfer portal. But I'm not worried about the guard play here at Bama, like never. It's always about like the big man. And Cliff Amore, I have liked his game. I really have. But you need who's next? Who's after him? That's the biggest question. And let me ask you this. Over the last 4 seasons, let's say 4 seasons, who's been the best big man that Alabama has had? Philon is unbelievable. Who's been the best big man that Alabama's had? Yes, CT, Eagle staff. That guy's in the transfer portal. I don't know. I think you have too many guards here, but that guy's a menace. Tristan, and I agree with you, bro. Sometimes he feels like he's out of position on the defensive side. It really feels like that to me. That's why I don't feel like he's good, but he's not great, because sometimes he feels like he's not overly dominant in the paint on each side. Now, Ryan Williams, he's Bama. Like, number one, Alabama is going to utilize its resources to keep their. He's basically got like a franchise tag. Ryan Williams there's certain guys who have like a franchise tag. He's one of them. So you're never going to be able to get a Ryan Williams away from Alabama. You would have to offer him like $1 billion. Sheila K inside the comment box. The way I feel about it, if these players are making money, you need to be ready to contribute when your number is called. 100%. They are pros. That's why we can openly talk about these guys and criticize them, because they're pros. Your money that you have donated to Yale, Alabama, or whatever, they're making money off that. They're pros. This is the pros. You know? They're not, are they students? Yeah, they're students, but they're pros. They're making more money than you are. They can deal with criticism. So if they're not performing at the highest level, sorry. That is how the world works. If you're not performing at a high level, you're going to get criticized. Maybe not by the university, but it's going to be interesting when the university is paying these players out of its own money and these players aren't performing at the highest level. Right? That's going to be really challenging, is when the university is paying these players high dollar out of the university's bankroll, and these players aren't performing at the highest level, and they're not. You're playing one player like an extremely high amount salary, and he's like third string. That's where we're at. Hey, Joanne, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here, bro. Yeah, I mean, I probably agree with you, Joe. Maybe that'll change here in the tournament. Maybe they can use this video to inspire them. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like he's the big that can get him a ring, like Alabama ring. You need an ultimate dominant big to get a ring in March, in April, whenever the championship is. Exactly. Yeah, that's how it is. You don't do well, you get criticized. And you do better, and that's it. Hey, Roll Tide, man. What's up? I appreciate you being here. Yeah. All right, fam. Well, that is your Monday night show. I want to just pop on 30 minutes or so and chit-chat with you guys about, some of the high-level topics for today. Keelon Russell talking about Litzeir Brooks. Grant Nelson questionable for Friday. If you like the Friday night shows, let me know inside the comment box. I'll add more to the weekly calendar. But other than that, you can find me Monday, 10 a.m. Central Time, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Josh Johnson, thanks for the super chat, man. I wouldn't be here without you guys. I understand that. And feel free to voice off your opinion when we have the call-in shows, too. Call in. Let me know what's on your mind. I always take your call. I'll never belittle you. I always want to listen to your point of view. I might not always agree with you, but I definitely would never, ever belittle you. And I appreciate your guys' feedback. Even if you have positive criticism, I welcome it. It's all good. Sleep well. Say your prayers. Rest easy. Be where your feet are at. Enjoy this beautiful thing we got called life. Roll Tide to you and your family. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Kyle Anderson of Bama Football.